Happy Leo season, everybody. How you hanging in there? Times are tough out there. Everyone's feeling it. And I pulled out the Strength card because we are, again, Leo season. Leo is the strength in the tarot, and there's always a lion on it. But this one I love because we also have this woman in a headscarf, and particularly potent for this day and age, don't you think? Speaking of, this is a timeless reading. Whenever you get this is the perfect time. But if you are joining us in season, welcome and thank you. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. Just did a bunch of video that didn't record, so I guess I was going in the wrong direction. Recording yourself in an empty room with the air conditioner off while I'm starting to rib sweat is weird, so let's just keep it short. Pile 1, increasing your light. Pile 2, rewrite the past. And last but not least, pile 3, creating synchronicity. And if you feel resonance with more than one, absolutely, you can listen to more than one reading. If you want to look at those, that is available, but that's not about me. This is about you. Let's watch your reading. All right, thank you for tuning in. Pile 1, this is your reading. Remember that this is a collective reading, so not everything will fit. So if there's anything that bugs you, anything you're forcing to fit the narrative, just leave that behind for someone else. Okay, so with increasing your light, if you were drawn to this pile, then we are going through a really big shift with all of this solar energy coming in. It's definitely been shaking up. If you pay attention to the astrology, you know it's pretty volatile and wild. And if you are a human alive in this world who is aware of the news, you know that there's a lot to freak out about, and that can really do a number in our energy, causing us to retreat. And I recently wrote a blog post about being in the void and feeling like I've been in the dark so long that I am the dark. And this is a reminder that this darkness only exists because there is a lack of light in the moment. So if you do find yourself in that void state, we just have to stop for a moment and remember that we're just making room for a new shift, for a new energy to come in, for a remembrance of your own likeness, your cellular memory, and bringing in a new wave of creativity and abundance and all the joys that Leo season has to offer. But we also have to clear out some of the old junk in order to make this happen. We just came from Cancer season, attending our emotions, our emotional body, our home, and that's very inward. There's no rush to go out and do anything if you're not feeling like it. In fact, my anchor cards for this reading involve this 10 of Wands really taking on too much. We see here this narrative continues of the darkness and the light. We have the phases of the moon, and we have all of these twinkling stars. If there was no darkness in the middle of the day, we can't see the joy of the stars and the mysteries of far-off galaxies. It's not even in our purview because there's beautiful clouds in the sky. There's a lot of growth. There's just a lot more illuminated in the day. but this does ebb and flow. Eventually, we will rise above those clouds. I notice all these birds on here, so our thoughts could be pretty dark and stormy. But remember that we're just becoming a clearer channel of light, or your higher essence, whatever you want to call it. It's none of my business to police your beliefs, but you know what I mean. But all right, on that note, let's tune into the tarot and see what that has to offer. 2:22 on the timer, so we'll be sure to include that. Well, of course, we have the moon. Why wouldn't we? Are we gonna get the sun next or last, do you think? All right, what else? So with the moon, we are, oh, there's too much. You guys, bam, that just happened. Look at these guys. Okay, I had a bunch spill out on the floor, but it looks like I have one more that's flipped up. So let's see what that is. 8 of Swords, look at that. We do have more birds, more swords, and it looks like we might not be able to see clearly. I'm gonna have to do something about this camera angle, so let me fix that. All right, it wasn't a buttload of cards, it was 3 more, and it fills out the space perfectly. So let's see what the story is. Starting with the moon and the sun, we were already talking about these phases, that polarity shift, experiencing that duality. And well, they're both closing their eyes. They're both going inside. Kind of looks like they're taking a deep breath and they're letting things take their course. These thoughts can turn into inspiration, can turn into action, but it's all going to happen in its own time. We have that very extended with this seed, a little more fire, creative growth. You know, all of these things, unfortunately, it's my least favorite advice, will come in time. And our eyes are still closed by those ideas. Our thoughts are really consumed by this darkness, and it just piles on upwards and upwards until you just can't take anymore. This looks almost identical. Look at how close those look. You want to talk about as above, so below. Ace of Swords. How can we shift into a new mindset? This darkness is a really wonderful time. Sort of like an implosion, this catalyst, when we're able to touch in with that core, that root, really tapping into that heart space of creativity. We don't have to think about pleasing anyone. We're not creating anything for anyone else. This is just for you to get back into balance with yourself. I have the Page of Swords over here, so I'm thinking we might want to write it out. The Six of Wands, that was right there in the middle, and she's taking these hardships, these mountains she has to crawl over, and she becomes them. She is empowered by them, and she is able to sculpt her momentum out of them as these cycles continue. These thoughts, these dark words, or maybe there's dark words. Maybe we're having a harsh inner critic or harsh self-talk, or maybe we're receiving criticism on the outside, but that's not going to be for very long, my dear, because soon we'll be receiving accolades when we're able to express our thoughts a little more. So maybe we have to talk to someone, maybe we have to write it out. We don't have to know where we're going with it. It's a page. We don't have to have any grand design or grand destination with any of your creations right now. We're just kind of like, blah, we're getting it out so that we can get that poison out. In a lot of shamanic practices, toxicity, negative energy will come out of your mouth. Ooh, hear me then? Blah. So let's just do that real quick. Let's get that negative energy out. Well, I'm gonna get some water and digest that. And while I do, I'm gonna get a few more cards from some oracle decks and get some advice for going forward. Okay, guidance for pile number 1. Oh, they came right out. Okay, unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Ouch. So we have now this time in this darkness to see what really is tying us into these old patterns. I'm actually just gonna put her right here because that's where she needs to be. And we have these dancing women too, so who knows, maybe some movement. Maybe we can do a little dance and shake up some stagnation as I pointed to a card you can't see, but it's that 10 of Wands where she is climbing up that mountain with just so much. It's taking so much effort, but she is rising to the top, I'll tell you what. But now we really can see what is keeping us down. This came up for me a lot when I was going through a breakup with a really toxic ex, and collectively we're breaking up with a lot of toxic patterns. It's obviously it's wild. I don't have to tell you that. So unbound. Since I do have my selenite athame dagger out, there is a cord cutting practice I do like to do just at the solar plexus, that sun, again, our energy center. If we have any of these cords or energetic cords, if there's anyone who is keeping you in that darkness, making you play small, hide your power, or if there are thought patterns that are just no longer serving you, keeping your eyes shut, we can take this selenite dagger. Any selenite will do, or any kind of sharp object. We're just symbolizing severing. Selenite wanted to come out again, so I guess get you some selenite. And we hold it at that solar plexus chakra. Let me bring in all this energy. All right, I felt my muscles tense up. All right, collective. Ooh, all right, my tail. Thank you for the lessons you have taught me over this life and many. Conscious, unconscious, subconscious, as above, so below patterns in our masculinity, in our femininity, in our receptivity, and in our, what's the opposite of receptivity? Because I started thinking in our actions. All right. I think I kicked the darn thing. Oh, well. guides from the highest dimensions of light and love, calling in my highest self. And we release these ties, give them to the sun, give them to the moon, give them to your guides, give them to your higher self to do with what they may. Get it off of your shoulders. This is no longer your burden to carry anymore, and let's release it like the guillotine. Whoosh. 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 Through all the realms, through time and space, constructed or not constructed yet. As above, so below, here within, and so without, we make these official, energetic changes and upgrades. We release what no longer serves and open into the light and love of our highest calling. And you will know what that is. Woo-wee! All right. So that was fun. Let's channeling, I guess. I don't know. Let's go into the Messenger Oracle deck and unbound guidance to help us untether these patterns and traps. Open up to our light. Release. Need and necessity. Look at that. More sun and moons, yin and yang. The three realms. Oh my gosh, look at all of this support, all of this protection and connection and growth coming in from within when we no longer see these things as conflicting and opposing forces, that we have a little light in the dark and a little dark in the light. We can really shift our perspective to open our eyes into a higher level. Her eyes are still closed so that she can have that inner vision, that higher wisdom with that eagle. And ooh, how beautiful. Let me see this pillar all throughout the cycle. And we're going to close out, of course, with my trusty unicorns. Unicorns, can you close this reading out for us? Ooh, it's hot. I'm starting to sweat. Oh, here we go. Growth. And we have old and young. Look at that. Another seemingly contrasting and opposing force. But we need one without the other. When we don't have new ideas coming in, when we're not spreading our wings and learning how to shake things up, getting off of our little baby horsey legs. So the young ideas can't thrive without those sturdy foundations of a mature leadership, someone who has been there and failed and knows how to fly and knows that sometimes splashing around in the puddles is a lot of fun. We still have a lot of this flowing too, so we just kind of gotta let in and let this cycle pass, because we are growing in such ways we can't even fathom right now, because we're just little baby Pegasus. But we have our guides with us, and let's see what it has to say here. Seek out a mentor or guide. What did I just say? Guide. Take baby steps as you grow and be willing to learn from others. All right, if you don't have a mentor or a guide in just yet, I'm sure something will pop up in no time at all. If you would like to see any of the cards that I used today, be sure to click on the link below. I will have it all posted on my blog post for this video. If you would like to work one-on-one, there are options for that. And of course, I am a tattoo artist first and foremost. So if you are in the Vancouver, Washington area or plan to be very soon, let's do something. All right, but pile 2, we're next. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you can, give us a like, give us a subscribe, tickle that algorithm, and help me do some cool stuff. All right, take care. Much love. Bye. Hello, pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Remember that this is a collective reading, so if there's anything that pops up that doesn't resonate with you, that feels a little off, just leave it at the door for someone else. And let's go and see what's going on with here with Rewrite the Past. Whew. So we gotta clear out that throat, all that blue chakra energy. We gotta speak our truth, and we have to perhaps have a recalibration on what that truth is now. I'm gonna put this down so I don't have to worry about shaking it. I also wanted to show us I also wanted to go into these anchor cards for today's reading with Strength and the 10 of Wands. So right now we have this opportunity to revisit past wounds, past pains, and consider what our current relationship to these things are. Strength teaches us that gentleness can be very strong, especially when it's directed inwardly. We have a balance at being at ease. We are sitting or laying, but still ready to pounce. I wonder if we are still too ready to pounce. We have too many of these wands on our back. It's just been an uphill battle coming through to the top, and we haven't been able to stop looking back. We can't see past the challenge right now. But lucky you, you've got the power. You've got the power. Let's tell a little tarot story. So we've been through a brand new stage in personal development as far as the things we have around us, the things that we can touch. This will usually, it's often related to money, or it's things money can buy. It's our possessions often. And maybe we've lost something, we've let go of something. I was kind of fumbling around, just grasping for words, I guess not touching into the right thing when I was trying to get this a message across previously. And when I did so, I dropped my little dagger, and it has a chip in it, which is a total bummer. And now it's always going to have a chip in it. I can't put any glue on there or it's just the way it is now. And I have the choice in this moment to really be upset, hyperfixate, like, oh my goodness, I'm so clumsy, it's so hot, can't do anything right. What's the point? It just all crumbles. Everything I touch crumbles. I pick something up, poof, it's gone. It's just nothing seems to be sticking, or everything is a mess. Every time I have something, it's gone. And we're really being able to step into a more empowered state where things are really starting to stick now, once we're able to go back and re-examine these narratives that we have around them. We have more Four of Pentacles, so I really do feel like this is more about the more mundane realm, about having or not having, and it's a little beyond you. Don't worry, we are really guided right now in looking back. But we should probably journal about it. Kind of take a look at repeating maybe genetic lineage, heritage patterns passed down. I see a ball and chain here. So, in terms of taking on too much and being able to stand in our strength, right now we really have to look back and see what these cycles that got us here are. And when we write it out, we can change that narrative a little more because we can see it. We can kind of weave those threads a little more, and that takes a higher perspective. We need to step away, we need to zoom out. This isn't the time for doing anything other than looking back. Ouch, we do have a lot of darkness, my friends, but this is a dark deck. I actually see the light. I'm a pessimistic, doomy, gloomy kind of person, but I am also divorcing myself from my previous traumatized states. And, our bodies don't necessarily get the memo that it's over when it's over. Our brains take a little while. Our emotions, these just might not be talking to each other. Maybe we do need to talk to someone with this Page of Swords. Just get the ball rolling. Whether we're having a conversation with someone and we're journaling it out, we have to get some of this weight off of our chests. And when I pulled these cards out, this King of Swords flew out and was hiding underneath a plant. So I'm thinking this might be a hidden gift or something that we're really not able to see right now. And that's the empowerment that we're going to be able to get once we stoke those fires once we start that discussion. I like to write. King of Swords to me is a writer. I create journal prompts for people. So obviously I'm saying maybe go and take a look back and this will have far-reaching implications, this clarity, this insight you are going to be able to get and go forward into this new resonating cycle. All right, we're learning how to grow by releasing, reevaluating, re-examining. You know, these swords, it's thoughts, I think, of Mercury retrograde. So we want to rewrite, re-examine, revise all of these stories that we've been telling ourselves or been caught in this past while. So let's go into some oracles and take it a step further. With the ever unfolding rose, we're being cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. And we have to go into this with a lot of ease and gentleness. Anybody who's ever done yoga before knows how difficult it is and how easily you can get hurt doing some of these back bends and going through this process of being cracked open and revisiting these past wounds. As painful as it is right now, you are being held, you are being supported, and you're on your way to this burst of expansion. The sands of time will shift. Our emotions can change with time. Perhaps we have a character in our past story who wreaked devastation on our lives or those of the lives around us. And I'm not going to make excuses for them. And we're not going to give it any more of our current energy because that is gone. It has happened. I'm sorry. It's not easy to go through this process of transformation, of incarnation. There is such suffering, such loss, hurt, wounds that never seem to heal. But they have marked you in ways unseen just yet. And once we can bow our heads, it just means stop and go inside for a little bit and let this unfold. All of this has happened for you, not to you. And once we're able to understand that reframe, we can get rid of some of that weight that is keeping us not fully embodied in the current and always looking for it to collapse and all go away. That was the story of the time long past. And we might be facing what seems like a mirrored process. But we're gonna get another card to see how we can unfold into this a little more. Stay strong. Oh, you know I love my dragons, always. A lovely card to have. And this dragon, this is a green dragon, indicating we are really taking a look at these deep heart wounds, and we just have to stand strong while we are shining a light into this process. And we just, transformation is a process. We can go at your own pace. There is new growth, and you are being held. "101 on the timer." And to close this reading off, we have another familiar face, growth. If you haven't seen Pile 1's reading, maybe you can go take a look there, because we had the Page of Swords. We had growth on there. But seek out a mentor and a guide. You do not have to bear the burden alone anymore. Take baby steps as you grow. Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't have to write the whole book. You don't have to write a chapter. Maybe we could just think about what's bugging us right now, that spiralic thing, the closest thing to you. The next time you feel that trigger, but be willing to learn from others. So we're just starting out in this bold new territory. You are going through such amazing transformation. Your ancestors, your guides, they are here for you. And if and if you tune into that heart space just a little more. No, that's not. Heart space doesn't feel safe. All right. Now, we still have everyone really standing firm and looking back. So perhaps we need to go see a counselor, talk to a friend, talk to a family member, learn from other people how they were able to transform their circumstances. And we don't have to worry about forgiveness or any labels like that. We're just right now learning how to separate ourselves from these deep, devastating wounds. And I am very sorry. And I hope that you're able to find some ease in this really difficult time. It looks, it's just a season. We're in Leo season, so there is that shift. You're gonna be coming into some good things. Just stay strong. All right, my loves. If you could like and subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. Tickle that algorithm, and certainly check this website out below. I have lots of goodies, and you can see what decks I used and all of that. All right, much love. Thank you. All right, pile 3, welcome to your reading. Be sure to like and subscribe if you could. Tickle that algorithm. That does me wonders, or so I am told. Also, keep in mind that this is a collective reading, so if there's anything that doesn't quite resonate or you're forcing anything to fit, just leave it behind for someone else. So we are creating synchronicity, pile 3. I gotta say that this is a much more pleasant energy to be in than the other two, not without its battles and its hurdles, that's for sure. Being called in to trust a lot more than we've ever had to. Standing in our power while we're in this uphill battle, taking on so much. We need to trust that the universe will put us just where we need to be when it's right. We can't force any narrative to fit. I mean, we can, but it gets messy. We get splinters. And we ultimately wish we potentially didn't do that. Or, it's another learning experience. Yay! But right now, I feel like you're seeing a lot of things that others might call coincidences. I personally have no use for coincidence anymore. It's nothing that resonates with me, but hey, not my story creating synchronicity. So we don't need to fear the future anymore. Things definitely super uncertain, but your intuition knows the way. You already have an inkling of what you're supposed to be doing, what you would like to do, the direction that we have to go. And I think you're going to find yourself running into somebody on the bus who says just the right thing. And you're, excuse me, were you just talking about XYZ? And then they can take you down a rabbit hole, make some connections. I don't know, making up stories. But something like that can happen. Perhaps we're seeing numbers go by, or I don't know, dragons. That's because these guys are very loud. Synchronicity is just crazy right now. But that's good. It means we're going in the right direction, right? And, you wouldn't be here watching this video if you weren't right on the money. So let's go tell some tarot stories and see what's happening here. Still trying to find a good way to do these videos, trial and error. We can only do as much as we can in a day. Some things we just have to leave behind for another time. It'll get taken care of. We'll get there. Here's our first card. Excellent. Oh, the King of the Pentacles. What did I say? Right on the money. All right, this direction, we're going to be seeing all of these. The stars are going to align once you have that seed that you've been planting and tending to so carefully, and it is going to be giving you results. So perhaps maybe a bird is synchronistic for someone. Little hummingbird, or I have some crows that I feed, but I don't know. That's your seed. I mean, that's your bleh. Oh, I need some more. What have we been creating? It's good. These cards just don't want to talk to me today. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, you. Singing just to lighten it up. King of Pentacles. We see that mountain again, but this is a mountain of growth and productivity of our creation from our heart. Hands are the extension of the heart. And It's going to be balanced. We're finding that balance. And it is from spirit. And my goodness, look, I'm just getting a little closer to this. We got pentacles on top of pentacles. This volcano is about to explode. Follow that synchronicity, baby. Are these gonna freaking drop? Ooh, the birds, that Knight of Wands. Don't be too hasty, Treebeard says. Okay, a stitch in time saves 9. You know, we don't want to, the King of Wands knows that the lasting foundations have deep roots, and that if we get that bread out of the oven before it's ready, we're gonna have a doughy mess, and we're gonna have to dig our fingers in and figure out a new solution. And hey, look at those birds we were talking about with synchronicity. Holding that rose, such beauty. More roses. This one came up for me earlier. That 6 of Wands. Was that... well, one of the other 2 readings. I think it was reading number 1. But, boo 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 boo. Spreading your wings. The King of Wands, we have those mountains making up those feathers. So we're taking something heavy and turning it into something light. What is the one will turn into many. We have one bird. Oop, oh no. The King of Wands, we have those mountains making up those feathers. So we're taking something heavy and turning it into something light. What is the one will turn into many. We have one bird. Oop, oh no. We have one bird carrying the sign, and soon enough, people are going to want to have what you are offering. Right, you're going to have this radiance that the King of Pentacles would have. Just, you know, very Venusian, and, you know, if you are looking for love, you know, you're going to be lining up like a gosh darn reality show. Have fun with it. Be mindful, you know, we don't need to break hearts recklessly, but a King of Pentacles wouldn't do that, right? And there we go. Breaking hearts, or not breaking hearts. We need to hang out with the girls. All right, let's go get that friend circle involved. We don't have to take everything on by ourselves. You got people that would love to create some synergy with you. There's people that just get you. They'll be coming in once we put ourselves out there, when we tie that firm foundation with that Knight of Wands action. We're going to be creating a lot of success and victory, laughter, the emotions. We're going to be finding solace in other people. You know, we don't have to be so alone anymore. Thinking, I'm coming out, so you better get this party started. I'm coming out, so get ready. Nobody's singing because my cards aren't coming out. She keeps coming up. The 9 of Cups. I had a feeling this would come up because we were talking about synchronicity, and the 9s just keep coming up. And we have lots of options to explore. lots of magic on the horizon. These creations are going to be endless. And we're going to be also looking at a lot of different places. I like the synergy of the 3 and the 9, both cups. So getting in touch with those emotional waters. We're really tending to, we're able to have lots of choices, right? This King of Pentacles has their say in what they want to put their effort and energy in. And we don't have to necessarily stick to any one thing, you know. We've got lots of options. No wrong choices. Only some more interesting experiences than others. That's what happy hour is for, right? Okay, and then one more card for tarot to close out our tarot story hour. And at the end of the story, we have the Queen of Wands, very appropriate in this Leo season. So with that Queen of Wands, we have that other side of the spectrum of energy, that masculine King of Pentacles. Now we have the Queen of Wands, the receptive, powerful creator energy who can protect those creations, protect that heart gently. We have really firm boundaries. King of Pentacles has made it so. And we can now be a lot more gentle. We don't need the thorns and the bristles of the evergreens, the little spikier. So through this process, you're going to end up being a lot more tender and bountiful and fruitful. And just so creative. Go out to the sunflowers and sit on your throne, Queen. Yes. All right, so we got some oracle messages coming up. Okay, so what are some messages for my pile 3? Pile 3. All right, you gotta make the first move. Leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. All right, there's no going back to where we came from. We are rising up and finding a new way to connect with people. We're finding that perhaps there's a new way to visit what we need to feel secure and what it means to be a creative force. My dogs are barking, those jerks. Leap. The universe will catch you. I wish I should have read this first. I didn't need to, though. I got the message, baby. And of course, making that jump is super scary. We don't see those wings or that net underneath us, but you know, the signs are gonna show themselves, and you're gonna know when the time is right. That much is sure. The universe is going to start screaming at you when it's time to act. Embrace spirit. Ooh. All right, and who knows how to fly than Spirit Eagle? Sweet. Embrace spirit. Trust and embrace the flow of the universe. Did I already say Rome wasn't built in a day? Maybe that was the last reading. But this is the second time I've seen an 8. I'm just called in to that. So I don't know, 888, that is coming up. Maybe that is the time. So we just need to remember that we are these spiritual beings having a physical life, a physical experience. And yeah, like the dark and the light side of the mind, sort of in the, again, nodding back to that previous reading of being unbound, that life is happening for us, not to us. This is really asking us to stand strong and in that trust and that knowing that you have this very strong connection to spirit that's just yelling and yelling at you. So be at ease, and let's see where this road takes us. I'm gonna close this reading out with the unicorns. Thank you very much for joining me here today. So our unicorn message is abundance. Enjoy the bounty of life. Your supply is unlimited. Blessings are coming to you. How lovely. I told you this was a happier message. Look, they have the same rainbow wings. Abundance. So everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. All right. You know, when you're going through this shit, platitudes like that aren't the best, but this unicorn with his rainbow, very manly rainbow wings, this is a very macho universe who brings in the money, brings in that money. All right, pile 3, thank you so much for joining me. And you know what? We're going to do a little close-up of our unicorn friend because they're just so sweet. All right, sending much love, and I can't wait to see what happens for you. Keep me posted. All right, much love.